This is cricket happening show, which normally is happening. Well, dear friends, subscribers, what I have for you in store today. We all know that it is a rest day in the Indian Premier League 2020, and we are waiting for the Sunday to dawn in the United Arab Emirates, which will decide as to which team will go and meet Mumbai Indians in the Indian Premier League Finals 2020. The game is between Delhi Daredevils, Shreyas Iyer, leading team, will be pitted against David Sunrisers Hyderabad, who have really been playing with a mission, because they scored 3 to 4 big with a chance to go and meet the Mumbai Indians in the final. Whether it is going to be the Capitals or whether it is going to be the Sunrisers Hyderabad, which are going to meet Mumbai Indians in the grand final that is going to happen in the United Arab Emirates in Indian Premier League 2020. But well, I am not going to I will definitely talk about the IPL. But what today, as far as my cricket show is concerned, it's going to be the first T20 match that happened between Zimbabwe and Pakistan, where Pakistan took a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series when they beat Zimbabwe by 6 wickets. So I'm going to talk about that in greater detail. Mostly I think that will be the centerpiece of it. And then I will try to catch up with some Indian Premier League 2020 as well. Maybe we'll go and look at the past this particular week as to what happened in the Indian Premier League. And then we'll also have a look at some cricket news, where the South African, as you know, England already selected the team to go to South Africa. And South Africa have also announced their team. And there are some new players in the team that I will look at. But first, let's get on. Caught up with me on my Cricket Reddit page and Twitter, I suppose, where I definitely described about how the Zimbabweans got a surprise victory over Pakistan in the super over after the scores were tied to salvage their reputation, as Pakistan won the series 2-1, but Zimbabwe had at least one win under their belt. But now, these Zimbabweans today, it was definitely one I was looking forward to it, as this was the first T20 which was being played at Rawalpindi. They were the ones who backed it first, and they put 156 for 6 on the board. Now, looking at it, if you look at the card there, and there was a debut for a Pakistani bowler, and is none other than, as one would all remember, the late, I would always call him a magician as far as leg spinners would remember, Abdul Qadir, and his son Usman Qadir today made his T20 debut. But let's talk about the Zimbabwean inning. So Zimbabwe, 156 for 6. If you look at the card there, now Callum Chigumbura, as you know, is the captain of the team, and I am afraid to say that Callum Chigumbura's contribution in this particular tour of Pakistan has been next to negligible. And definitely as a captain, one would require not only a captain to go and lead his troops, but also set an example. But unfortunately, that has not happened. One hopes that in the next 2 T20 matches that are coming up, Callum Chigumbura finds gone for 20, the bowling of Harris Rauf. Now, Brendan Taylor, if you look at the wicket there, there's a ball full on the middle and leg stump, and Brendan Taylor trying to flick the ball off his pads. It went straight into Hyder Ali's hands, and Brendan Taylor was out. 20 of 30 3 boundaries in there. We all know that Sean Williams is another vital cog in the Zimbabwe team. The other day, he hit a century, as you remember, in the one-day international. But Qadir, who was making his debut, it's a maiden T20 wicket. The ball was off stump, and Sean Williams took the bait, came down the wicket, missed it, and the ball went on to hit the stump. So he was clean bowled with Usman Qadir for 25 of 24 deliveries with 4 boundaries. And then it was a bit of a trouble for them when Sean Williams was 70 for 3. It was not looking good. They lost Sikandar Raza in the middle. Sikandar Raza was the next victim. And Sikandar Raza also has not done much on this particular tour. Sikandar Raza was out very cheaply for just 7 runs to the bowling of Wahab Riaz. And Burl was bowled by Rauf. But one man who definitely looks like a real bright spark in this Zimbabwean team, having ounces of talent, for me, is this bloke, Wesley Madhaveri. And this Wesley Madhaveri, he came into he played in the one-day international, was simply class, one could say, because only due to the efforts of Wesley Madhaveri, who was not out on 70 of 48. Let me tell you about him. He played some exquisite strokes. It was a class, and if it comes to actually scoring quickly, this bloke is capable of that. And there was one particular shot that really stood out, was he went on to the back foot, not to a bad delivery. Let me tell you from the debutant Usman Khadir. The ball was basically a good delivery, but Madhaveri was so swift in his reflexes. I suppose he has a good eye as well. So he went on to the back foot and took it on the full and put it in the from Madhaveri. That is the only 6 he hit. He had 9 fours, and he was given company by none other than the hard hitter Elton Chigumbura, the experienced Elton Chigumbura, who played his first game on this tour of Pakistan, which I was very surprised that he could not play in the ODIs. But nevertheless, he did his best. He slammed 21 of 13 deliveries, which included 2 fours and 1 6. And he was a victim of Riaz. But Madhaveri was not out on 70, 48 deliveries, 9 fours and 1 6, and 156 for 6. Was looking a pretty decent total by Zimbabwean standards. Now, if you look at the bowling there, Hasnain 1 for 25, Haris Rauf 2 for 25, Fahim Ashraf 4 overs none for 35, Riaz at 2 for 37, Usman Khadir on his debut 3 overs 1 for 24, Mohammad Hafiz 1 over none for 7. And definitely a particular strong Pakistan batting lineup. One knew that this total is not something which is going to be very challenging. And they definitely lost Muzarabani Keys, and he was taken at mid-on. So he was gone for 19 of 12 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Haider Ali also left early. Haider Ali was out to a very good delivery, I thought, from Nagarava, the pace bowler. The ball was angled across Haider. Haider played across the line, nothing to worry about, as their captain, Babar Azam, was there at the crease, and he was looking absolutely elegant at the crease. We all know when Babar Azam drives, picture perfect thing. I really love the way Babar Azam gets onto the drive, and Babar Azam was there, and Babar Azam was the one who took them. I wouldn't say took them to victory, but he made a very big contribution. He contributed 82 of 55 deliveries, which included 9 fours and 1 6. And Tendai Chatana was injured, probably could not get a chance in the one-day internationals. He was there, and he is the one who got the wicket of Babar Azam. Mohammad Hafiz made 36 of 32, 3 fours, 1 6, lost his stump to Muzarabani. In the end, it was just a formality to be completed. Kustil Shah not out 5, Mohammad Rizwan not out not. Game over. Pakistan winning the match by 6 wickets and taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-match T20 series. If you look at the bowling there, Wesley Madhaveri bowled 1 over for 8 runs. Muzarabani 3.5 overs, no maiden, 2 for 26, costly we could say. Chatara 3 overs 25, the tall James 1 over none for 11. Sikandar Raza was costly, 2 overs none for 19. Babar Azam man of the match. So that was as far as the Pakistan versus Zimbabwe game was concerned. Now we will talk about a bit of Emirates to decide as to who would be on Mumbai Indians in the final in the IPL 2020. And there is a strong, the news that I'm getting here, probably we could see some changes in the mix, I reckon. Probably Marcus Stoinis might be the one who will be opening things. That is going to be interesting to see as to what is going to happen. And Hetmir, to me, should be playing. Let's wait and watch as to what really comes up. But let's also talk about Elton Chigumbura. Elton Chigumbura has, there were 2 retirements this week. One was the player, when he came in, he was a sort of a very defensive player, but one a lot of aggressive intent, one would say. And the other retirement that has happened here is Elton Chigumbura. The Zimbabwean player, a series against Pakistan would be the last for us. He would retire from international. I'll give you some synopsis. He played 200, and one would also remember his that he had a 90 ball 77 that he hit against the Australians. And Elton Chigumbura was also a very useful bowler. When he started off, he was pretty quick. But due to the injury that he suffered, he had to cut into the fence or over the fence. And one will also remember his absolute cameo when he actually slammed a 26 ball 54 against the Indians, out of which 42 runs were hit with sixes in a world I think it was in a T20 match against India that he did it. And if you look at his, but definitely, he has already said that he was the. After that, I did see some new blokes coming in, but not really taking off, like Solomon Meyer, who's not there on this particular tour, as we all know. Right. So let's get on to the IPL. So IPL, let's really talk to you about yesterday's game. Just have a sort of a sneak peek on it and see what I can really glean from it, because I could not do my cricket show as you know. As you know, Sunrisers were the ones who won by 6 wickets. If you look at that particular card, one was wondering whether it was the right. In fact, the RCB were restricted to 131 for 7. If you look at the bowling, Sandeep Sharma is normally the one who gives RCB right away after Virat Kohli decided to open. Now, one does not know whether that was the right decision. I would have probably felt that Virat Kohli could have come one drop. But anyways, everybody has their opinions. But Virat Kohli was, and Jason Holder got because and he dismissed both the openers, Kohli and Padikkal, and that was something which was very, very important for them. De Villiers went on as far as 56 was concerned, and Finch made 32. Other than there was nothing to really talk about, as the RCB were kept to 131 for 7, was never going to be a good total, and it was, and it proved as the Sunrisers won by 6 wickets. Warner left early. Srivats Goswami Saha was injured, so definitely there was a handicap for the Sunrisers Hyderabad with Srivats Goswami coming into bat. But Srivats Goswami was out for a blob. And one wonders in tomorrow's game as to who is going to open. I would rather say that Abdul Samad is someone who can, we need someone who can really slam the ball absolutely into the open territory, into the spectators. And one man he has hit the most number of sixes in the Indian domestic circuit. His name is Abdul Samad, who plays for Sunrisers Hyderabad. I would really love to see Abdul Samad opening up. I mean, it's a sort of a punt, I would say. You're just punting on it, because if it really clicks, Abdul Samad can send the ball into the crowd, and he will be getting a chance because he's such a good hitter of the ball that he can send the ball over the fence. And in the power play overs, he will have a distinct advantage. I would rather say that Srivats Goswami either could come well. It is my opinion. But again, that is the think tank of Sunrisers Hyderabad who are going to decide about it. Manish Pandey made a very good 24, a very easy. Finally, it was left in the hands of none other than the experienced Kane Williamson, who stood his ground to take them to victory. But Jason Holder came in and decided that he won't be waiting for quite long, which is hitting 24 of 20 balls with Kane Williamson, the man of the match, with 50 of 44 deliveries, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Let me get away from here and immediately talk to you about some cricket news. If you look at some cricket news, let's talk about. So that was the IPL, and now looking at the cricket news, I'm going to talk about the South African squad. As you know, England have already named the squad to tour South Africa. But as far as South African white ball squads are concerned, we are looking at the white ball squads, and let's have a look at the team. The South African squad for the T20 and ODI series has been announced versus England. This is going to be played in South Africa. England will be touring South Africa. So basically, if we look at the South African squad, his name is Glenton Sturman, who has received his first international opportunity in the white ball squad. Glenton Sturman is the newest face in the South African squad, so it'll be very interesting to see how he goes. And if you look at the team there, definitely packs a punch. Junior Dalla, the pacer who was not there in the mix for quite a long time, is coming back, I suppose, after the injury. Faf du Plessis, John Fortune is another good player. Buran Hendricks, Reza Hendricks. And then we have Reza Hendricks as batsman, Buran Hendricks is the bowler. Henrik Klaasen, who is another talented bloke in the South African mix. George Lindy, a good medium pace bowler as well. John Lindy, I believe is medium pace or probably spinner. I just have to look into it. Keshav Maharaj, we all know about him. Andy Norgay, who has definitely showed he has bowled the fastest ball of the Indian Premier League, and he has challenged. He said that he wants to go and challenge the former Pakistan speedster Shoaib Akhtar, who hit 160 marks. So that'll be interesting whether he can do it against the Englishmen and on his home turf. Andil Felikwayo, is a very good all-rounder. Dwayne Pretori is another good all-rounder. Kagiso Rabada, Tabrai Shamsi, Ludo Sipamla, John Smarts, another good hitter of the ball. Pete Warren Bijon, I would like to see who it is. But Kyle Vereen, we saw last time that he's an extremely talented player, Kyle Vereen. Rassie Van Dussen is another talented bloke as well. Peter Van Bijon, I'm just trying to see like what is this? And there is no place for Aidan Markram, let me tell you. There is no place for Aidan Markram. Chris Morris is injured, so he does not find a place in the mix of things. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, it's been a pleasure bringing happening show, and especially I have to thank everybody here. I would like to thank not only my cricket followers on YouTube, my subscribers and friends on YouTube, my followers on Twitter, my cricket Reddit followers who actually have given me the utmost support on this cricket show, I would say, because they were the ones, they just came like a flock onto my cricket show on YouTube. I would definitely always mention about cricket Reddit, because cricket Reddit has given me a lot of subscribers on my YouTube. I really thank them from the bottom of my heart. And also we have, the other thing is that my cricket website is also pretty live. It's www.cricket-status.com. So anyone who is getting into all these 4 platforms can always enjoy this broadcast of mine with the crunch game coming tomorrow, as I said, which is going to decide as to who will be meeting the Mumbai Indians in the finals of Indian Premier League 2020, when these two teams clash against each other tomorrow, led by Shreyas Iyer, the young captain of the Delhi Capitals team, and they will be pitted against the very experienced Australian captain David Warner's Indians in the Indian Premier League 2020 on, I reckon it's on a Tuesday. Well, dear fans and subscribers, a real pleasure talking to you all here. And as I said, always get onto all my cricket platforms and have a look at my tweets, my blogs, my brief blogs, whatever you call it. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it's really going to be sad to say goodbye to you, but yes, I'll be back